What is going on, Movie Meals? You're checking out the Weaver Wire podcast, episode 5. Hey, if you're watching the video, you can tell obviously I don't have anybody else with me. It's a different style video. If you're listening on SoundCloud, I do not have anybody else with me right now. I'm going to be honest with my people. This is going to be a little bit different video for Movie Meals as well as the Weaver Wire. I normally like to bring my guests on, friends of mine, people I know that have great opinions on movies and TV and books and things in entertainment outside of the sports area. But this week, I'm going to be honest, guys, I've had an extremely stressful couple weeks. I'm about to go on vacation in just a few days, and that is needed. It is very needed. And I absolutely can't wait to get out of here. But I've been looking at going on vacation. I will be gone probably this upcoming Friday evening late. So I guess it's a little bit sooner than a couple of days until next Wednesday. Actually, Thursday. I won't get back Thursday. There may not be a Weaver Wire episode next Thursday. Just going to kind of have to see how I'm going and feeling. I almost didn't do one tonight. It was tough. I had some people in mind as guests, but honestly, guys, it's a lot of work to get the show notes ready, as well as, I know we're small, but to hook everything up, and with the amount of stress I've had with a lot of different things going on in my life, that I just didn't want to do that. But I also didn't want to leave you guys with nothing. So I wanted to maybe do a shorter version of the podcast, maybe talk about a few things specifically to me, that I thought would be really interesting to talk about, give my perspective on. I love doing this podcast. This podcast has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it immensely since starting. I think it's really fun to sit down and have a more free-flowing conversation with friends. And that's part of the reason I chose to do it. I just wanted to sit down and really talk with other people, to really get this idea and the way, you know, you sit down with your friends after seeing a movie or watching a TV show, and you sit, or you're at a fire or a party, and you talk, you banter, you go back and forth, you debate, you get it heated a little bit sometimes. And I wanted to bring that to Movie Meals. I know a lot of big critics do it. I know, like, Christian Harloff of Collider's got his one-on-one show. And then you look at a lot of sports networks that have that as well, where it's just sitting down and interviewing somebody. But I really wanted to get into that myself. I think it's really fun. It looks fun. And this is what YouTube is for. And this is what SoundCloud is for, and iTunes and all these different programs, is to give everybody a platform to do this. So yeah, not every episode will have a guest. I want more guests. I want more voices to get on to Movie Meals to really express what they think about superhero movies and Star Wars and indie films and big blockbusters, television shows, old and new, underrated movies, not underrated movies. And I've really enjoyed doing that. And you guys seem to have responded really well, especially on YouTube. SoundCloud, let's keep it going. Let's share this around. YouTube's doing pretty well. I know the last video wasn't doing as well, but it was a different subject that I don't think the Movie Meals community is obviously mega a part of, which is anime was a big topic of that. That's something about me. I don't know if you guys maybe have picked up, if you've been around a lot, if you're new here to Movie Meals, but I'm a big fan of everything. I'm a big believer that it's hard not to say, it's hard. How can you say you're a lover of film and television and storytelling if you don't check out every medium, whether it's books, whether it's movies or TV or animation? No matter which way you go, there's so many great stories, so many different unique ways people tell stories that I love. So when people, you know, don't want to watch an anime video compared to one where we talk about big blockbuster superhero movies, I'm trying to bring more of both those audiences in, because I'm a big lover of all of them. I watch animes, I love big blockbusters, I love indie films, I love everything, I love TV, and I want to hear my recommendations from my friends, and I love reading. Well, maybe I don't love reading as much as I love watching movies, but I do read some novels. I try to read a lot of Star Wars novels for canon, and I take a few recommendations, or if a movie really blew me away that I know is based on the book, I like to go see it. But yeah, guys, that's just part of the reason I started this, is I wanted people to share my love and bring more voices on than just Kyle and I, and starting that in a podcast form I thought would work really well. And again, please go like, subscribe, share, and all that amazing things you guys do, especially because it'll really help us. We were actually just a few subscribers and views short of starting to get paid by YouTube, and then YouTube changes policy, and now we're a little bit farther behind, obviously, because you need a certain subscriber count, and we also need a specific view and watch time count. And we are extremely close to that watch time count, and we're still about a couple hundred short subscribers. So guys, if you like what we're doing, please, please, please share us. Follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to do updates, trying to be more connective, but the more you guys do it, the more I can do it. If you're here listening, you don't know a lot about myself or Kyle, and you've watched Movie Meals or not, it took me forever to get him to do this with me. I've known him for a long, long time. He's my best friend, and I kind of slowly started getting him into movies when got to college. We roomed together in college, and we started talking a lot, and I started to show him more movies, and we started to really bond over it. And it took maybe a year and a half to really convince him, let's sit down and do this. If you look deep on YouTube, you can find some very horrible. I didn't really have a camera presence. I think I've grown a lot as a camera personality, as a voice. But you can find some funny videos of I think it's the Lego Movie and something else that's still on the channel. But Kyle finally agreed to do it, and we both really, really love it. But sometimes it can be hard, especially for both of us, to sit down and do it, because we'll have a lot of things going on. He's got a big-time job he's trying to work harder and harder at to continue climbing up in. I'm still a student, as well as working a couple of jobs and trying to do this and seeing every movie I can. It's kind of crazy, guys. We're not the typical college students. You think of college students, they're constantly out partying and doing all this and that, and we definitely can party for sure. But we spend a lot of our weekends at the movies, man. That's what we want to do. It's what we like to do. There was one summer, I think all Kyle and I did was sit down and we watched movies in an old TV show. I showed him Avatar: The Last Airbender, shows like that. We sat down and watched it together, and it was a lot of fun. We don't get to do that as much because we've gotten older, but we still want to continue with YouTube. I especially still want to continue with YouTube. So again, please go subscribe. I'm throwing that out there because I want you to subscribe. But yeah, that's just a little bit about why we started the podcast, a little bit of Kyle and I's history on why we started Movie Meals in general. But now I thought it'd be interesting. Let's talk a little bit about actual news that I thought would be kind of cool to discuss, because big news dropped today that I have very strong feelings about, and that's the Academy Awards. For those of you who don't know, the Academy Awards announced that they are going to be making some changes to the show, as well as adding a new category. We're going to start with the category because that's the thing that makes me the most mad, which the new category is achievement in popular film or something like that. And I absolutely hate that. It feels like a complete scapegoat. It feels like a participation trophy of what the Oscar represents. They've been trying for a long time to get movies like a Logan, a Black Panther, which could still get nominated for it this year, but movies like that, these big blockbuster movies that make a lot of money, $1 billion worldwide, hundreds of thousands of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, to be nominated for Best Picture. It's slowly been happening. The Dark Knight, and you look at movies like Mad Max Fury Road, a huge blockbuster movie, made a lot of money, and it won a lot of Oscars. But there's been a lot of pushback for a long time of, we need more. Look at Logan, look at Wonder Woman, look at Deadpool, look at all these movies that didn't get any nominations, and they do deserve it. And the Academy just said, all right, let's just make a new category. Let's make a new category. And it feels like such a scapegoat, guys. It just does. It does not feel right to me at all. And it looks like online a lot of people feel that way. If they do 5 nominations in most popular film, what is the criteria for that? Is it budget? Is it box office? The amount a movie makes? Is it critical acclaim? Is it everything? Look at movies I know people are throwing around as like Blade Runner 2049 that did not end up making a lot of money, but it was a big blockbuster sequel to the original Blade Runner, and it is critically acclaimed. People loved it. I loved it. And to not see that get nominated for some things, is that going to not be put in for Best Picture now because it's going to be moved over into best most popular movie or whatever? I don't know. And that's something the Academy has yet to announce. They need to announce it because I'm freaking out. More people are freaking out because I want to know. Is a movie like Black Panther now going to not get nominated for Best Picture because when people vote, they're like, well, I'm going to put it in most popular because it's the most popular, and then I'll vote for these other movies in Best Picture. And I don't like it. I just don't like it. We've added members to the Academy to make it more accessible to youth. There's a lot of young, diverse members that have been added. Lupita Nyong'o, Chadwick Boseman, you're looking at Ava DuVernay. I mean, these are people that are the Oscars gets a lot of flack for being a bunch of old white males, and we add Patty Jenkins, we're adding females, we're adding different ethnicities, and I love that. Let's let their voices, who have only been in a year or two, and then some like 900 were just added this year who haven't got a chance to vote. Let them vote. Let's see how that changes. Let's get 10 total nominees. Let's get a Black Panther as well as something else, as more indie movie. But let's do all of it. Let's celebrate film. Let's not add a separate category just as a participation trophy to say these 5 were the most popular. It's just a popularity contest, and I don't like it. I don't want to see a bunch of great indie movies I love, 7 indie movies I love get nominated, and then see a movie like we'll see Avengers, Black Panther, Deadpool, and let's say Skyscraper or Rampage, something like that, that's going to be thrown, or Mission Impossible, which are movies, like Mission Impossible is not an Oscar movie to me. I absolutely loved it. I do think Black Panther is an Oscar movie. I personally think Avengers could be an Oscar movie. It's not going to be outside of this popularity category, but I think it's good enough to be in there, especially Black Panther. And I don't want to see Black Panther win the first ever popularity contest and not be the 8th slot, the 9th slot, the 10th slot in the Best Picture nominees, because it was just easier for the Academy to do that. It's just to get youth in. It's to get these young guys watching. It's to help their ratings, and I don't think that's the way to do it. Get different hosts. I mean, I love Jimmy Kimmel. Get a younger host if that's your problem. Get a host that is really, really great for youth. Get things to bring it in, but don't cheapen what the Oscar means to filmmaking by just making it a popularity contest in one aspect. That's all I've got to say on that part of the rule change. But they've added a few more things where we're getting less of a show. It's got a 3-hour cap, has to be under 3 hours because it's an incredibly long show. I love the length of the show. Some of the categories are not particularly my favorite. Obviously, I don't watch. I try to see foreign films, as many as I can. The great ones I know I hear about, but I can't see everyone. I try to check out a lot of the Oscar ones, but it's hard to do that. So it's it's not my favorite category, but I understand why it's in there. A lot of the speeches usually always end up killing. A lot of the filmmakers really show inspiration. They say a lot. That's their chance to say something, and I do like that. So I don't think cutting those speeches out, which are going to play while we're watching, a Staples commercial, a Walmart commercial, is really the way to do it within a montage at the end. I think that's not a great look either. I'm fine with the Oscars being longer. I think most people are. I think a lot of people have the ability now with DVR to record the Oscars, and they watch it later, or they wait 2 hours, get in, and they skip the commercials, and they skip the personal ones they don't like. I don't think a lot of people watch it live anymore. I mean, obviously a lot of people do it. It had I think the number was 24.6 million viewers last year, but it's going down for them. I get it. Everybody's talking about ABC isn't involved in the football deal. The Oscars is one of their biggest things, and I agree with that, but don't try to shorten it to get more viewers. Make sure the Oscars is treated as special as something like the Super Bowl, as NFL games are. It's okay if they go longer. I personally love the length. I love sitting there all night talking movies with my buddies and my family and just watching the Oscars and seeing all these celebrities, seeing who will win, who will not. It's drama, and I love it. I love it. A lot like last year, a lot of easy predictions. We kind of knew who was going to win in a lot of them, but you always get surprises too some years, and I like that also. And I do think Jimmy Kimmel's a good host, but if the late night guys are not the ones to do it, then go get somebody young. Go grab a Tiffany Haddish, a Kevin Hart. Get somebody that a lot of this generic audience knows, not the people that are watching Movie Meals and these other shows. Go get those guys then, if that's what you're going to do. And hopefully they do a great job. But I'm just not about these rules. There was one rule, I can't remember what it is, that I actually didn't mind. But now I'm completely spacing it. I can't remember what the rule is. It's because I'm so fired up about all these other dumb rules that bother me. And I don't know if I think of it, I'll let you guys know. But Yeah, that's all I wanted to say on the Oscar thing. I think another thing I wanted to bring up on the Weaver Wire today, guys, is let's get into movies coming up and kind of our channel. We haven't posted a video in a while. We did shoot a Christopher Robin trailer, a review, a non-spoiler review that I have just been too exhausted to finish editing. Obviously, I was going to sit down after this and work on both now that I've got a little bit of free time. So that may be up later. I may focus more on the Weaver Wire because it's a little bit more important to me. But just so you know, Kyle and I both liked Christopher Robin. It's a nice little film, and I'd go check it out. There are movies coming up this week that we're excited to see, which I think we are seeing The Meg tomorrow. I've got an opportunity now, guys. I know I mentioned we live in Montana. We live in Bozeman, Montana. That's where Kyle and I live. We both grew up here for a long time. And my parents now, and I spent the last few years of my high school days in a different town in Kalispell, Montana. And they, for some reason, just get better movies. It seems like Bozeman, the theater here is just not very good. And it seems like all the cities around us get a lot of better movies. Like BlacKkKlansman is going to be playing in Kalispell when I am up there this weekend for my about 5-6 day vacation. So I'm going to get a chance to go see that. But a movie like 8th Grade hasn't come to anywhere here except for one of the cities that just when it showed, I was unable to go. I had to work. But I want to go see that, so we're waiting for VOD or waiting for something to figure out where, it's playing. Hopefully it'll get a wider release, there's more buzz. But I am going to be seeing BlacKkKlansman in the next few days, as well as The Meg, and reviews will be out for those incredibly fast, hopefully, because I want to get them out of the way. Once I get on vacation, things calm down, and I'm happy to take time to, I'm always happy, but I have really the patience and the time to sit down and make more reviews. Kyle will be there for some of them. He probably won't be there for others. He's not going to be seeing BlacKkKlansman with me. He is going on the vacation with me, but I'm going up a couple days early because it's my family kind of hosting this thing. A lot of my friends are going to at my house. So I'm going up a few days early to get ready, and I'm going to see BlacKkKlansman before that. He'll get a chance to see it at a later date, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. Maybe I'll get on the Weaver Wire if I'm the only one in the review for a snack time review. But I'm really excited to see it. I'm excited to see The Meg tomorrow night because I've heard it's just dumb fun, and I really like dumb fun. But yeah, another thing I wanted to address, guys, is let's increase the movie meal. I'm saying share, do all this stuff, but come on, guys, follow me on Twitter at AJV Weaver, AJVWEAVER with the number 7. Go find that. Find me. Find Alex Weaver. Follow me on Twitter, and I will post things because I'm trying to grow. Some of you have, 4 of you have, but I'm trying to grow the community a little bit, and I want people to continue because I want to ask questions. Like, we have been struggling with our rating system for a long time, guys, and I want advice. What do you guys think? Because we started Movie Meals with the idea of let's do it like him and I used to do it. We would go to a restaurant, we'd sit down at Subway. Not a sponsor, but should be. We'd go to Subway, and we'd sit down, we'd have a sandwich, we would talk. So we were like, let's do that. Let's get food, let's sit on camera, and let's talk. And when we started it, we got a lot of praise and a lot of pushback. People were tired of, obviously, us talking with our mouths full, and some people really enjoyed the gimmick. So we tried to find a balance. We stopped bringing the food in for all the videos. Plus, it was kind of hard. We made videos always so late at night after dinner that we, what are we going to eat? We can't eat a full meal. Hopefully as we keep going and keep growing, we can start to bring some of that back. But we wanted to bring things like box dinner for really big movies, for movies that we're very anticipated for doing a box office challenge. We can't do it all the time because we kind of just run out of food ideas or we'll go through too many too fast, and we don't want to do that. Like, go check out the wing challenge that I had to do, eating blazing wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. It was very painful, but good in the same way, I guess. Or Kyle chugging a nasty drink I made. He just let me throw things into a blender and he chugged it. So go check those videos out. We did promise one and we kind of forgot we said we were going to do it, and we just decided to screw it. But it's not like, because our community isn't big enough for you guys to get on us. So it's like, okay, one of those little things we'll let go. I also don't think, I think we kind of didn't mean to do it. I don't remember I wanted to do it. I think he kind of said it and then we went off of it and just chose that we would make the bet in the video, and we left it in the video thinking we would do it, but we just spaced. It was around the time Solo came out, so it was the end of the school year too, and we were very busy. I was very busy with a lot of stuff, but we were going to continue that show. That show's going to be for the bigger, more anticipated movies that we really get excited for, like an Avengers, like a Solo Star Wars story, like a Deadpool, like a Black Panther. So that will continue. It's just one of those shows that won't go as quickly as a lot of others, where our trailer reactions and our movie reviews go a lot faster. I'm trying to do the Weaver Wire once a week, unless I have to take a week off. I am going to try, guys, to post and record a video for next Thursday. We'll just see how that works. It's just going to be a lot of complications to make sure I get a guest and everything, or maybe I'll do another sit down like this. But I don't want to do these too often because it's just these are one-on-ones. Let's talk about movie meals. Let's talk about the growing, our growing channel, things we'd like to see from you guys, a lot of that stuff. But yeah, so let's expand. Follow me on Twitter so I can post things like that and post polls to see what you guys think, because we would love help with the rating system. We want to figure out our rating system because we wanted to bring food back into it. We used the box office dinner to bring food back into it. We wanted to add a rating system that involved food, and we've thought about, doing like a 5-point scale. We pick a food we both really hate and a food we both absolutely love, and 3 in between, and make those our criteria for what we both absolutely love and what we both dislike, and what's in the middle. We've just still been debating on the food because for him it's like, I'll just choose pizza. It's like, well, maybe we should think a little bit more creative than pizzas are top and Brussels sprouts are the worst. Let's try to be a little unique. So we've thought about it, we've discussed it, but we're not fully sold on everything. So if you guys have other ideas, because we got tired of that one number system rating. Kyle hated it. He hates that I give him crap because he won't ever give a thing a 10 out of 10. He doesn't think there can be a perfect movie. But he would bother me too, because we'd go see a movie like Fast and the Furious that he would just love. He would love it. He would be laughing. He would be laughing and enjoying it with a smile ear to ear. And we get into the review and he's like, oh, it's a 6 out of 10. And I'm like, but you loved it. And he's like, well, the script isn't great. It's predictable. It's this, it's that. And it's like, yeah, I know, but we went into that expecting that. Why don't you give it a higher score? I give it a higher score because I enjoyed it. I give things a higher score that I enjoy. And he's like, no, 6. And it's just crazy. And then we watch a movie like, the BFG is one my brother points to a lot, where we both didn't really necessarily love it, but we thought it was good enough and well made with a decent script. So Kyle gave it a higher score because of that. So we both look at things a lot differently. So we wanted things to adapt and change, and we wanted to form a rating system that could kind of work for both. So we're going to be continuing to work on that. If you follow me on Twitter, tweet me suggestions. I'd love to hear them. We may not do them, we may will, but I'd love to hear them. And that's just some of the stuff we're working on. We do want to continue to work on the set where we film. We liked filming up here, but it became a hassle, and we wanted to have something more permanent because we have to set up here every time, and that just can become a lot. So we've decided maybe we got to do some cleaning and moving things around and building a few things to work to get a permanent set that I think would look a lot better, and we're going to be working on that hopefully in the next couple weeks. But we've been extremely busy, extremely stressed. Kyle's been stressed too. I know I keep saying that. I've said that in a couple of our other videos, but all I'll say here on the Weaver Wire is that we've been dealing with some intense roommate drama, some inappropriate things. We're moving on from some friends to get negative people out of our lives, and honestly, that's why I think we both even loved Christopher Robin even more, because it was such a nice little break from a lot of that drama. But that's been going on the last couple of weeks with some bad things happening, some accusations happening. So we've been stressed and busy, and I've kind of had to deal with more of it than everybody else, it feels like. So I've been extra stressed, as well as planning this trip, bringing a lot of my friends to a house back home on a lake so we can relax. So I've been very stressed to make videos, to sit down and edit and get out and do a lot of the stuff I wanted to do. It's just been difficult, and that's just life, guys. Life will just hit you, and you just got to power through, but it's good. Hey, that's a little life advice. Let's get real for a little bit, Movie Meals. Cut negative people out of your life. You don't need them. There's no point to have them. If they're not making you happy, cut them out. That's just the way life works, and people need to view it and work with that way, You just cut them out. If you're not smiling seeing these guys all the time, most of the time, and you're just annoyed and bugged and tired of it, cut them out. It's not going to hurt you in the long run. I can promise you that. And cut them out. Well, anyway, that's just some real talk, which is something else I want to do on the Weaver Wire. Get into a little bit more real talk, too, if anything happens, because there's a lot that's going on in our world, and movies is a great escape for it. That's why, again, I liked Christopher Robin so much. It was a perfect break, and getting away will be a good break. Seeing a movie like BlacKkKlansman and The Meg, just a dumb, fun movie to just relax, will be awesome. And I think I'm just going to wrap up, guys. I wanted to really just talk about a few things, talk about movie meals, talk about the Academy news, talk about the rating system, to follow us on Twitter, things like that. I just wanted a little update, a little bit of background history for this episode. I know it's not super exciting, it's not super fun. A little bit of my takes on some news, a little bit of not, a little bit of real talk. So it was a good episode. I think we're gonna call it now Movie Meals. So please, again, go subscribe, go share us around, comment. We're on SoundCloud and we're on YouTube. Video versions of the Weaver Wire, as well as all our reviews, will be on YouTube. Weaver Wire only will be on SoundCloud. Go check it out, share it around, help us get bigger. It would mean so much to us, guys. Again, follow me on Twitter at AJVWEAVER7, AJVWeaver7. Follow me on Twitter. I'll be tweeting hopefully a lot when I'm home. I'm also, little insider scoop, gonna try hard to make kind of a vlog of the vacation for the channel to show you guys kind of more of what Kyle and I do outside of movie meals on our vacation. I think that would be kind of fun. He will be there. A lot of my friends will be there. So I think it'll be a good time. Also, guys, I want to plug my brother. My brother has a channel called just his name, Nick Weaver. Go follow him. He's got a few videos out right now where he just wants to sit down and talk about the things he likes. He's a big fan of rap. He's a big fan of anime. He's a big fan of superheroes, Game of Thrones, things like that. So he's got a Game of Thrones video out talking about his love for Theon Greyjoy. He's got an Evolution of Tyler, the Creator rapper out. He's got a My Hero Academia video, so go check it out. I'll link it in the description, his channel. Go check his channel out, subscribe, give him some love, because my brother's doing a great job over there. Again, follow us, guys. Do all that amazing stuff that you've been doing, and keep doing it, and do it more, please. And we gotta end it thanking Mom. So, hey, Mom, thanks for watching and listening. See you guys.